Tonight, we honor the district's 99% award recipients, a tradition that began over 17 years ago. The award was established by the board to recognize middle and high school students who put forth their best effort, but who are often overlooked because they don't call attention to themselves. So to tell you more about this award, I would like to introduce, it is my pleasure to introduce, our president of the Wichita Board of Education, Sheril Logan.
As Mr. Alvarez noted, this award was established by the board 17 years ago. At that time, our board members were frustrated that the news in the papers and across the media seemed to only cover negative stories. The negative stories about the people and the young people in our community, when in fact, the vast majority of our students, over 99% of our students, were doing the right thing every single day. Just like the students that are here tonight, the students were going to school, they were doing their homework, they were respecting their teachers and their fellow students, and they were being successful and moving on out into the world. So the board has established this award to honor those of you that are in the room tonight. So congratulations, students. It is with great pride that the board continues this tradition of recognizing outstanding secondary students in each school. We look forward to hearing more about each of you tonight. I would like to thank the parents and family members and friends that are here tonight to support you. Family members and friends, would you please stand? If you're here to support the student. Please remain standing for just a second, if you would, please. If there are principals, counselors, teachers, or others in the audience that are here to support the students, would you stand as well? Students, look around you. Look at this room. These are people that are very proud of you and are here to support you tonight and throughout your whole educational career. We all care about you, and we're proud of you and how you represent your schools and your families. So thank you very much, and you may sit down. No doubt, students, you're showing the people that just sat down that you can know how to dream, believe, and achieve your goals. Finally, I would like to thank the Butler County Community College for sponsoring this year's 99% awards. Joining us from Butler is the admissions counselor, Monica Zavala. We appreciate your partnership as we recognize the hard work and determination of our students. Thank you very much. Again, students, congratulations, and I look very much forward to hearing your story as each of you come up to the stage. So thank you for being here, and thank you for your very hard work.
Tommy is a senior at Dunlap Transition Campus. Tommy is employed on 2 different jobs for Dunlap, and he scores high on his Enclave accountability forms. His job coaches always compliment him because he is on time, he stays on task, is a hard worker, and has an excellent attitude. Tommy possesses the same wonderful skills when he's in the classroom. On a personal side, Tommy is a jokester and loves making people laugh, but he's also very kind and a sensitive student that creates an environment that attracts his peers towards him. Tommy Moughan, congratulations.
Hi, my name is Manisha Reynolds, and I am the school guidance counselor for Brooks. Unfortunately, my student couldn't make it today, but I'll go ahead and read my speech for her. My nomination for this award is our 8th grader, Jordan Padfield. Jordan has been a committed Brooks student for the past 3 years. She is a high-performing, well-rounded student. She is involved in many extracurricular activities such as All-City Choir, South Central Choir, cross-country, various theater productions, dance, AVID, and is a passionate writer. Despite the obstacles she may experience, she always perseveres. Jordan remains humble and self-motivated, requiring little praise. Jordan is so focused on her academics that when I tried to meet with her to tell her about the award, she told me no, she had a test to take. We are proud to have Jordan represent Brooks Center for the STEM and Arts and Magnet Middle School. Thank you.
So I have the pleasure of introducing you to a bright, smiling face. This is Cherish. Every time I look out into my classroom, she is ready to do whatever is needed, whether this be working hard on her studies, staying focused, or even helping someone else. Cherish always does more than asked. When Cherish does not understand the content, she goes out of her way to learn about it. If I asked for a sentence, she would give me a paragraph. Anytime I look at her during instruction, I see a bright face looking back, completely engaged. She does not look to her peers and go with the flow. She works hard and always leads the path on positivity and great expectations. Cherish is happy to give of herself to anyone who needs cheering up or a hug. She is positive, unique, shining beacon of light that will not let anything get in her way to accomplish her dreams. I have every bit of faith that Cherish will build bridges and break down walls to be able to do anything she sets her heart to do. She is the kind of person that I cannot wait to see what she accomplished, and I feel privileged to be a part of her journey. Thank you for being part of Gordon Park.
Good evening. My name is Randall Rogers, and I'm an assistant principal at East High School. What I'm going to read is what his counselor, Ms. Anderson, wrote, and I'm blessed to be here to present him to you guys. When asked to submit recommendations for the 99% awards, I thought of Gary. I have witnessed a quiet, unassuming inner drive to be better and for him to do better. Gary will never draw attention to himself, but his growth and improvement academically has been remarkable this school year, and the results have spoken volumes of him as a young man. I believe that the future is very bright for Gary, and it's all because he has earned it by working extremely hard this year. It would have been easy for him to quit, but he chose a different path. I am so proud of him. Congratulations from the Blue Ace Nation.
It is my honor to introduce you to Kevine Tchoukedjoup. Close? Okay. I've been practicing that for a couple weeks now. This year's 99% award winner for 7th grade. Here are a few words her teachers wanted me to share with you this evening. Mr. Hogan, her science teacher, says, Kevine is a wonderful student to have in class. Her personality and dedication to the material is a breath of fresh air. I always look forward to working with her and the rest of the class she's in. It is by far the highlight of my day. Her enrichment teacher, Dr. Beckwith Howard, says, Kevine is a hard worker in class. She is always on top of her work. She is a very kind-hearted soul that makes everyone around her feel special with her beautiful smile. Myself, I'm her language arts teacher. I refer to Kevine as sunshine, because she has a smile that lights up the room, as you can see. And she makes you happy and feel warm inside. She makes every situation better. Kevine is a kind person and a good citizen to all. Her efforts in class are apparent in everything she turns in. Every single item of work is top-notch. Ms. Rilima, her math teacher, says Kevine demonstrates a joy for learning that is exceptional among her peers. Kevine started the year in regular math, but requested the change to honors. Undeterred, when she encounters math that she has never seen before, Kevine takes steps necessary to fill in any gaps to succeed. She is the top of the class. Her social studies teacher, Mrs. Key, says Kevine is one of the kindest, hardest working students I have ever taught. She comes to class every day prepared and ready to learn. It is for these reasons we nominate Kevine for the 99% award for CMA 7th grade Middle Academy. Thank you.
All right. Angelique is a student that when you mention her name to other teachers, they say, "Oh, I just love her." She's someone who always goes above and beyond to help a student in need. I've been lucky enough to witness this in both my AVID and PE class. If someone is struggling, say the word, and this lovely lady is the first one on the scene. Because I know how great she is with other students, she is usually the first one I ask to help. She has a contagious smile, as you can see, and a very recognizable laugh. Yes. Everyone around her is better because of her amazing leadership qualities and good behavior. You would not think a student this great could get any greater from 6th to 8th grade, but I've witnessed it, and I can't wait to see what is in store for her in high school. Angelique Gray.
Good evening. Caden's teachers are so excited to be presenting him here this evening. He's really an exceptional human being. Caden Edwards is an impressive young man who is intelligent, conscientious, and an exemplary role model. He has a strong value system based on honesty and responsibility, which he displays through empathetic actions towards all peers and teachers. He won't hesitate to stand up for others, even if he faces possible recrimination. Caden has a strong work ethic and understands the importance of setting personal goals and working toward them. In short, it is a profound privilege to have Caden as a student and a member of our Robinson community.
Good evening, and I'm proudly here with Sage Moughan. Why I nominated Sage is because of the care she has towards other students by helping them. I had a group of freshmen that wouldn't settle down, and I asked her if she would want to sit with them to see if that would make a difference. The very first day it did. She calmed them down. Sage is always in my seminar doing extra projects ahead of time for me to display. She goes above and beyond to ask if I need help or to clean things like cabinets, art supplies, and so on. She's a very good student. Sage is always here helping with a very mature attitude that rubs off on all the other students. She's a very positive influence and a helpful student.
Hello, I'm Paul Myers with Curtis Middle School. I am pleased to introduce TaNayaih Hunt as our 99% recipient. TaNayaih is a rising star not only for herself, but for the school and her community as well. She strives to do the right thing. The biggest difference that puts her apart from other students is that she holds herself to a higher standard. She does the right thing every time. When I think of words to describe TaNayaih, words like optimist, motivated, most of all, joyful. Some of TaNayaih's future goals is to continue her studies in the field of cosmetology and/or clothing design. No matter what she decides to do in the future, there is absolutely no doubt that she will have built a support system that will put her on the road to success.
Good evening. Irina Cook is an incredible 8th grade student who's a leader in the classroom and shows a passion for her academics constantly. She strives to go above and beyond, whether it is in reading 60 books before Christmas break for our 25-book year-long challenge, or signing up to sing in extracurricular choir festivals such as the South Central KMEA Festival. Irina volunteers her time and efforts to help those around her and always attacks new challenges with a smile. Irina exemplifies what it means to be doing the right thing at all times, and I'm positive that she will continue to do so throughout her life. Irina Cook.
Good evening. So our kiddo couldn't be here tonight, but I'm proud to talk a little bit about him. Elpidio Vargas. I've known Elpidio since he was 5, but I've had the pleasure of teaching him over the past 2 years. I've seen a tremendous amount of growth in those 2 years, and I'm sure they will continue, or I'm sure that he will continue to grow throughout his education. With his great sense of humor and bright personality, Elpidio has been an incredibly important part of our Avid Excel family. I think the thing that most impressed me about Elpidio is his work ethic and determination. He does a great job advocating for himself and gives 100% effort in both Avid and in language arts. He's become a student that I trust and can count on to help motivate and lead others in his classes. Elpidio has become a wonderful representation of what we value at Meade. In that, he possesses determination and respectfulness, shows effort, has a positive attitude, and meets expectations.
I teach 7th grade honors, 8th grade honors, and I'm also the NAL coach. And I have the privilege of having Adia Khamchanh with me this evening. Adia has been in my 7th grade honors language arts class. She's now in my 8th grade honors language arts class, and she's also part of my winning NAL team, and she was with me last year as well. I could write a novella about Adia, but I will save you from that this evening, so I have my notes here, so I will keep it short and sweet. A teacher's least favorite thing to do is call a parent and tell that parent that their sweet little perfect Polly or swell Sam is not so sweet or not so perfect. But this evening, I have the privilege of having my awesome Adia this evening and telling you all about her awesomeness. She is Allison's 99% award winner this evening, and she is very awesome. And so I would like to share some of her awesomeness with you this evening. She is very, very awesome. On my NAL team, she is an anchor. She's a captain, she's steady, she's dependable, and she will work with anyone. She'll lend a helping hand to anyone, including myself when I need her. Adia always does what she should do in any situation, whether it's in the classroom, whether it's in my team, whether it's in a competition, whether it's in an after-school activity, whether it's in academics, or whether it's in whatever situation, she's always there. She's a cheerleader for everyone. She never puts herself first, whether it's in the classroom or whether it's in my team. She'll even say, Mrs. Eden, if you need to schedule someone else or if you need to roster someone else, you can take me out, it's okay. It's not okay, I need her. She's respectful, she's helpful, she's kind to others, she's friendly, she's positive to the staff, to other students, to her peers, to everyone. She plans to go into the medical field one day, and one day I know she will be very successful, and I'm glad I had some small part in helping her get there. When we sat down as an 8th grade team a few days ago to decide who to nominate this year as our 99% award, I said, well, I know who I want to nominate. I want to nominate Adia Khamchanh, and I started to list the reasons, and everybody said, stop, we're done. Adia is our 99% award winner. We absolutely agree. There's nobody that we would rather have as our 99% award winner. She's it. And we all agreed she's not our 99% award winner, she's our 100% award winner. Adia Khamchanh, ladies and gentlemen.
Good evening. My name is Sarah Hansen, and I am a language arts teacher at Hamilton Middle School for the 7th grade. My kiddo could not be here tonight, but I still want to talk about her anyway. Her name is Chanteria Jones, and if you had her in your classroom, her smile would be the first thing that you notice. It lights up the room, and it makes everybody's day better. Chanteria is an outstanding young lady, both in the classroom and out. She always has a smile on her face. She brings positivity to everyone around her. In the classroom, she is hardworking, respectful, and demonstrates integrity in everything she does. outside the classroom, she is a team player on the school basketball team and helps her team with both her dedication and her positive attitude. Her coaches have described her as teachable, which is a very rare trait to find in a 7th grader. Overall, she sets a great example of what a dedicated 99% award student should look like.
Hello, my name is Linda Encherkin, and I am a science teacher at Truesdale Middle School. And I would like to introduce you to Ricardo Machado. He's definitely one that does not draw attention to himself, as you can probably tell right about now, because he'd like to melt into the stage. But we met as a team, discussed who we wanted to nominate for this, and just like a previous student that was talked about tonight, it was unanimous for Ricardo. Every teacher that he has is in agreement. He always does the right thing, even when no one is looking. So he's the definition of character. He's willing to work with any student with no complaint. I don't think I've ever heard a complaint out of him, actually. He does anything asked, is very self-motivated. He loves to learn, and he will go the extra mile to learn as much as he can. I think I'm, giving the students a new concept in some things, and we pass out the papers and we talk about it, and Ricardo's like, yeah, I already looked this up. I know about this. So he's definitely kind of ahead of the game with that. His language arts teacher, Mrs. Wassinger, wanted me to say a couple of words about him as well. She has him first hour. She said he always comes in early, helps her take down chairs, set up the room. He's just always helping wherever it's needed. He is a bit of a collector, I found out recently, so he mostly collects cards, so that's kind of his passion right now, I think. This is my first year teaching in a middle school level, and Ricardo has really made it an awesome year for me so far. The one constant I can count on with him every day is that he is always kind, thoughtful, eager to learn. This kid right here is a great role model for peers and his teachers alike. Ricardo Machado.
Good evening. I'm Principal Sheril LyDay, and it is my honor to introduce to you Senior Christopher Proctor. He may look like a normal senior, but let me tell you how wonderful he is and why he was our unanimous selection. He maintains a 3.65 in freshman and sophomore years, honors classes all the way. Then he became a junior, and senior year, he decided he would switch to advanced placement classes. So the classroom has been one area that he has excelled in. He's also excelled beyond the classroom. And I brought my piece of paper because I don't want to forget anything, because he is truly engaged at South High School. He's involved in madrigals and concert choir. He was also selected to all-city choir this year. He has played the trumpet for 8 years. He's been in our South High band for 4 years. He is a member of our JROTC program for all 4 years. He is a major, which is second in command. He also has been on our Raider team, or our orienteering team, and our drill team. And if you know anything about ROTC, they put in lots of hours outside of the school day. He's a member of NHS. He's a 2-year letterman for our baseball team. And on top of all that, he averages 30 to 40 hours a week working at the Old Town Warren. And I think that the thing that sets him even more apart from everyone else is that he's the kind of guy that is there to help anyone. And he is one of 6 kids. And so the house is crowded. And so to alleviate pressure for mom, he's living with a friend's grandfather. And that's why he works to support himself and get through school. He has done amazing things. He's dreamed, he's believed, and he's achieved. When we graduate May 14th, he will head to basic training for the National Guard. When he returns, he will go to Kansas State University, and he's looking at architecture. And if I haven't told you enough about him, this is one of the first times that I've had a table full of teachers here to honor him, his accomplishments, and what he's given to South High School. Christopher Proctor.
Good evening, everyone. I'm Kara Holloman, social worker from West High School, and this is Osvaldo Alvarez, 12th grader from West. I've had the privilege of knowing Osvaldo and watch him grow and blossom for the past 3 years. I have seen Osvaldo persevere through whatever barriers are placed in front of him. He's not only an excellent student, but a role model to many and just an above exceptional human. Osvaldo's always there to give a helping hand to any peers or anyone that needs it. Osvaldo served as the captain of the West High soccer team. He's also helped be an assistant coach for his club team. He volunteers his lunches at Harry Street Elementary, mentoring a group of small boys. And Osvaldo is going to be the first person from his family to graduate. So please welcome me and giving him a big round of applause. I'm so proud of him, and he definitely deserves it.
This is Jade Guerrero. She is our 99% award recipient this year from Hadley, and Jade exemplifies the best of USD 259. She is extremely kind, polite, respectful, and embodies not only the Hadley Blue Devil spirit, but the USD 259 spirit as well. Jade comes to school every day with a smile on her face, willing and eager to learn. She commits herself to engaging in the learning process every class, every period, every day. She puts forth effort in her learning, gets along with everyone, and aids her teachers. She epitomizes the role of the model student, shares her kindness with others, and practices the art of inclusion in the most sincere and compassionate way. Hadley is extremely proud and honored to recognize Jade Guerrero as our 99% award recipient.
Hi, I am Paula Hickman, and I'm the physical education teacher at Mayberry. And Adian Galindo is in my class, and he's amazing. He is Mayberry Cultural and Fine Arts 99% award recipient for the spring 2019 semester. He is a 6th grader at Mayberry and has adjusted and excelled in middle school. Adian is very well behaved and works focused and diligently on any task given, including projects-based ones, where his self-motivation is evident. He is sweet, caring, very quiet, and a little shy, but is always willing to help out when needed with a great sense of humor. Adian is very respectful of his peers and his teachers, and we are proud to say he is a student here at Mayberry Middle School. Congratulations, Adian, this award is very deserving.
Hi, my name is Russell Horning. I'm a 7th grade teacher at Wilbur Middle School. And this was an easy decision for Wilbur. Madisyn Nistas is basically everywhere. Everyone knows her. She's always helping. In fact, when I told her classmates that she was being recognized, they're, of course she is. You know, they knew this was coming. She is deserving of this award because she truly makes her classes, school, and community better places to be. She cares about all people and shows kindness to them. Qualities that have been echoed tonight. She volunteers in class regularly and checks on other students to see if they need help. On assignments, she excels and asks her teachers for ways to raise the bar for her. In fact, we have the lesson plan specifically for her. Her appreciation for school and learning is displayed in her attitude at all times. She goes above and beyond what it means to be a student and a person. She is truly amazing.
Good evening. My name is Tracy Morris, and I'm a Learning Center and Avid teacher at Northwest High School, and I'm honored to present our 99% award winner, Nayeli Derath. Nayeli displays self-discipline in all aspects of her education. She works hard at everything she does. She completes her assignments on time. She accepts her workload without question or complaint, and she reaches out to help others who need it. Anytime I have a need for students to help with community service, Nayeli, who is an avid student, is one of the first to volunteer. She comes with a cheerful disposition and does whatever job is asked of her. To describe Nayeli in just a few words is difficult. She is self-motivated and rises to the occasion for her most challenging classes. She pushes herself in all areas because it is important for her to reach her goal. Nayeli wants to be able to get academic scholarships to a four-year college when she graduates high school. It is very clear that she understands the importance of organization, dedication, taking college preparatory courses, and striving for a high GPA in order to reach her goal. Nayeli plans to study medicine, possibly nursing, when she goes to college. Ladies and gentlemen, Northwest's 99% award winner, Nayeli Derath.
Hi, my name is Bobby Jo Moran at Horace Mann Magnet. I am here with Braulio Araujo. He is an 8th grader at Horace Mann, and I've been lucky enough to be his teacher for 6th, 7th, and 8th grade. The first word that came up when we were talking about Braulio was that he is a gentleman. He is kind, caring, and courteous. He is always a hard worker, and he helps others without being asked. He takes initiative in his learning and cares about his education, and for all 3 years, he's been an absolute joy to have as a student. So, Braulio Araujo.
Hello, my name is Logan Browning, and I teach at Marshall Middle School. Tonight, we're recognizing our 99% award winner, Jessica De La Cruz. Unfortunately, she could not be here tonight, but I'd just like to honor her with this. Every teacher at Marshall would be delighted and honored to have a classroom full of students like Jessica De La Cruz. She sets a phenomenal example to the rest of her peers in every class. Her teachers would describe her as persistent, hardworking, diligent, artistic, musical, creative, and respectful. Her attitude is one that exudes confidence and a growth mindset. Jessica is excellent in the fine arts programs at Marshall, being a leader in both choir and art. We're very proud of the work she does and the shining example she has become.
Good evening. I'm Walter Givens, principal at Pleasant Valley Middle School. It is with great enthusiasm that our 7th grade teachers at Pleasant Valley Middle School have nominated Coilin Baross. Coilin has perfect attendance. He strives in the classroom to complete all assignments. He self-advocates when he would like clarification on a task. He is witty, a positive force in the classroom, and works well with others. Outside the classroom, Coilin participates in the Pando Initiative, is involved in leadership, and on the competitive drill team, and is proud to be son of a parent in the armed forces. Our school is lucky to have a student like Coilin to be a leader inside and outside of the classroom. I present to you, Coilin.
Good evening. My name is Kendra Reynolds. I almost said Mrs. Reynolds from Stuckey Middle School, and I teach social studies. And I'm proud to present to you Owen Brown. He has been selected for the 99% award winner from Stuckey Middle School for many reasons. He is an amazing young man who has a bright smile every day for everyone. Owen is currently a 6th grader at Stuckey, returning to public schools after a year at Kansas Connections Online School. Owen has a wonderful personality and a positive attitude. Owen greets his teachers every day before class with a hug. Owen's favorite class is social studies. Did I mention I'm the social studies teacher? He consistently works hard in his classes and made honor roll both quarters in his first semester. Owen was Student of the Month for 6th grade due to his exemplification of our RAIN guidelines for success. Additionally, Owen enjoys playing board games with his families outside of school. While Owen reaps the rewards of his efforts on an individual basis, he always strives to bring others along with him. He is very unselfish and always other-centered. He is well liked by everyone. For those reasons and many more, we are proud to present Owen Brown as our 99% award winner.
It's my distinct pleasure to be here to embarrass terribly Kaelyn Hannah. I have a couple of things I want to say about her, but first of all, I'm Mr. Harvey. I'm her social studies and avid senior teacher. Kaelyn, I wrote in my email when I was emailing her counselor, I said she's the most perfect student for this award ever, in all caps with exclamation points. She has all A's. She has a fabulous GPA. I don't want to embarrass her too much by telling you what it is, but it's really, really high. We were talking about earlier this semester, her ACT score was great. I said, you know, I think you could get a little more scholarship money if it was even better. So she studied, and I hope she might get it up 1 or 2 points. And instead, she took it again and raised it by 4. She did get a lot of scholarship money. I want to tell you how much, but it's in the 6 digits. Pretty happy about that. Really and truly, though, it's not just those academic achievements that make Kaelyn such a great student. She's a great friend. She has a positive attitude. She works a ton. She's always working to become a better person. You know, I'm not sure if you know this, but I hope you know, they call us Hollywood Heights. And I think the reason they do that is because we have a lot of great star students. And I would say that Kaelyn Hannah is one of our brightest stars. So, Kaelyn Hannah.
The 99% award winner for North High School is Adriana Martinez. I have known Adriana for many years, so when she came to me last year as a sophomore and told me she wanted to graduate early, I was more than happy to help. Along with an attendance record of over 90%, she has doubled up on her classes this year, which includes her senior project, and is doing extremely well. She is excited to start her new journey and has been accepted to Wichita State, Emporia State, and UMKC. I am so proud of this young woman and cannot think of anyone who deserves this more. Congratulations, Adriana.
Hello, my name is Mary Chris. I'm the biomed coordinator at Northeast Magnet. I teach several of the biomed classes. I have the honor of introducing Tessa Nolen, a senior at Northeast. She's the first person that came to my mind when nominating somebody for this award. She's got outstanding grades while being enrolled in our rigorous biomed program. She is also active in madrigals and repertory theater, where she has put in over 2,000 hours. She has been the stage manager of several of our plays and is directing the next repertory theater play at Northeast. She is the current stage manager of the district musical, Hairspray, and she's also active in mock trial, where she's placed second and is moving on to the state competition. Although she's exceptional in biomed, repertory theater, and mock trial, she really doesn't like calling attention to herself. She's an absolute pleasure to have in class because of her strong work ethic and her attention to details, glowing positive attitude, and her willingness to help out anybody that needs help. She's, what I'd like to say, our 198% award winner, because unbeknownst to me when I nominated her, she'd also won this in middle school. Tessa Nolen.
in closing, I just wanted to say congratulations to all the honorees. We're extremely proud of you. Not only just proud, but WSU proud, WPS proud of you. Thinking of WSU because we got KU and K-State going on. I'm thinking of WSU. But I did get you out in time for tip-off. But parents, let me just tell you how proud we are, and thank you for partnering with us in the Wichita Public Schools to educate your child. We are extremely proud of all their accomplishments. Thank you. Have a safe trip home, and that concludes our ceremony for this evening.